Colorado takes care of business in a blowout win over their rival, Colorado State. What did we learn from the Buffs? Did we learn anything? It looks like they've been listening. Let's take a look. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsyJr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, Colorado gets a big-time blowout win over a very bad team, Colorado State, 28-9. Colorado State, for them to have said all that they said, it turns out that they made those statements. If you know what I'm talking about, the statements that resurfaced this week and had that they should have murdered Colorado last year when they played, essentially saying that they gave that game away and they had NIL opportunities to leave. Well, they should have took them because this team is bad. This team got beat by 50 points in week 1. This team just did not show up to play at home with the most packed their stadium probably is going to be all year. And they just didn't show up to play. And this was embarrassing. This was embarrassing. And Colorado came in and embarrassed them 28-9 with a late touchdown being scored at the end of the game. Now, Colorado seemed to have taken the I hate to say it, it kind of took a victim mentality. They kind of took the world is against us. Everybody hates us. Everybody told us how bad we are. Everybody told us our season is over after 2 weeks mentality. Even though a lot of people took that approach, a lot of people have flipped the script because of the way that they looked against Nebraska, the way that they were talking pregame to Nebraska. The videos come out, Shiloh telling them that they're going to roll them and beat up on them and do them bad. And then they are the ones that got done bad. And so it seems like, oh, you guys said our offensive line is terrible. And you guys did this and you guys did this and you guys in the media are twisting our words and making it seem like we're saying things that we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're taking your words and just deciphering them and coming up with our opinions. You guys are telling us how bad your offensive line is. Shedeur is the one that said how many times did Raiola get touched. And Shedeur is the one who left the game early last week against Nebraska. That's nothing to do with the media. That has nothing to do with the media. It has everything to do with what you guys did. But nonetheless, they took that approach and said, hey, I'm going to bring and I feel like Travis took it the most personal. Travis post-game on the field, the young lady, the sideline reporter, asked her every question she asked him. He referenced back to the offensive line. And then at the end of the report, he said, I'm going to take my offensive line out to dinner. Travis, I feel like, took it the most personal. And then in the post-game press conference with Travis and Shedeur, they brought the entire offensive line up there with them. And they allowed the offensive line to answer questions from the reporters. And I think that was a stand-up act. And I think the offensive line deserved that because they played a good game. I think they only gave up 1 sack in this game. And they deserved that opportunity. This was a bounce-back performance. This doesn't mean anything but this doesn't mean anything, though, moving forward when it comes to the rest of the Big 12 season, because I think Colorado State just stinks. I mean, I just think CSU stinks. Jay Norvell's team is no good. Baylor's going to be a step up. I think you should be able to beat Baylor. But the rest of the Big 12 is actually pretty good. Kansas State, Arizona, Oklahoma State, Kansas, if they can stop turning the ball over. Like, there are some solid teams on there, and you're still going to have to be able to run the ball. You did better. Now, I'm not saying you didn't light the world on fire. Michael Welch, I think you have a player in him and the freshman running back. He had 9 carries for 65 yards, but Shedeur 36 of 49, 310, and 4 touchdowns. The issues that I think that some people still may have, and then Travis, I mean, he was all world, 13 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. LeJontay Wester had 2 touchdowns as well. Travis also had an interception on defense. He's just all world. He's the best player in college football. He is all world. He is going to be a top 5 pick. The young man, Lord willing, continues to stay healthy. He is a generational talent. I just don't know about continuing to play him 130 snaps every game, especially as the competition starts to ramp up. And he is someone who hasn't been able to make it through an entire season throughout his 2-year college career so far. But nonetheless, he is still all world. You still see some of that Colorado, that Deion Sanders sneak back into him. It's a minute left in the game. You're up 28-9. Why are you throwing the ball? Why are you throwing the ball and your quarterback gets hit? Why are you taking shots down the field? And I get it. You're trying to put a pounding on them. You don't like those guys. You don't like Jay Norvell. You don't like their quarterback. He's terrible, and he talks a lot of trash. 14, Horton, he's a good player, but he's on a bad team with a bad quarterback. Yeah. They had a terrible scheme. Like, Colorado State is awful. Nonetheless, you guys did what you're supposed to do to a bad team. At the same time, why are you throwing the ball down the field at the end of the game? It's not even just about the fact that it's not smart. It's the fact that your offensive line isn't that good, and you're allowing folks to get cheap shots and hits on Shedeur, especially to a team, one, that you're blowing out, and two, that doesn't like you. And you know that there's a chance that somebody on that team can do something dirty to somebody on your team. It happened to you last year. You lost Travis for 6 games last year because of a cheap shot from a player from Colorado State. Why allow someone even the opportunity? Lord willing, fortunately, it didn't happen, but allow someone the opportunity to do that to your best player or your most important player on offense in Deion Sanders. But now Baylor comes into town. Next week, you've got Baylor. It's going to be a step up in competition. But the offensive line, maybe you found something, a better cohesive unit. You move Tyler Brown, who's naturally a guard, back to guard, away from the right tackle, back to the left guard so he can help the true freshman. He's a super senior, 5th-year, 6th-year guy. Move him over to the left guard to be able to help your true freshman at left tackle. You put a more natural tackle over there at right tackle. And I think this is a better, more cohesive unit that should be able to protect Shedeur moving forward. Shedeur's, but you still have to at least continue to attempt to run the ball, to attempt to have more than just 5 wide formations. Because if you do that, it's impossible to block anybody. You allow teams, especially as you get into conference play, to tee off on your quarterback. And your goal right now is just to get to 6 wins. At one point, it may have been to win the Big 12. At one point, it may have been to, try to sneak into that conference college football playoff. At one point, I said I thought you're going to win 10, 11, 12 games. I don't know if that's on the table, but your goal is to get to a bowl game. Do that, and that'll be a job well done this season. But you can't do that if you don't have to, and you won't have to if you can't protect them. Moving Tyler Brown over to left guard was smart. Moving Phillip Hudson over to right tackle was smart. This unit, I think, is probably your best unit. Allow this unit to have some snaps together, to get beat up on a weak team like Colorado State, and now continue to run the ball. I like the way Michael Welsh runs the ball. He runs the ball hard. He took some hard hits and kept running, kept moving forward. Allow him to get 10, 11, 12. Get him closer to 15 carries a game. I know you want to throw the ball all around the field. I know it. But give him up his carries up to closer to about 15, and you may have something cooking on offense. I think you may have something to build upon going into Baylor next week, going against Baylor next week. Because like I said, the competition is only going to get more and more stiff with teams like Utah and Baylor and Kansas State and Arizona and Oklahoma State on your schedule moving forward. And Kansas, even though they've been looking garbage, if they stop turning the ball over, they can score a lot of points. But this is something to build on. You took care of a team that you felt like was continuously disrespecting you both last year and this year. Now let's see you do it against some of your conference opponents. But I like the start. I give criticism when criticism is due. Throwing the ball with under a minute left, up 18 points is stupid. It's a easy way to get your quarterback hurt, especially against a team that doesn't like you. But now conference play is about to start. Let's see what you look like against the Big 12, because this conference is not easy. But this was a good start. You spanked bad teams. Good teams spank bad teams. And you spanked this one. Let's see what you do against the rest of these good teams. But a good win. 28-9 win over Colorado State. You regurgitated some of those old, it's funny that it turns out that those clips are actually old. They're from their media day preseason. They're from their media day, like the clips where the quarterback was saying should murder them and all that stuff. It's funny how those just kind of resurfaced this week. But hey, whatever you need to use as motivation, you don't like Norville, you don't like the quarterback, you go out there and you embarrass them. It was good in front of their home crowd. It's not bad. I'm not mad at it at all. But don't blame the media for the stuff that you say. Let's not do that. Let's not blame the media for the stuff that you say. All the media does is critique, give criticism, keep praise or whatever on what you say. Now let's see what you're able to do in the Big 12 Conference. My name is JeffLightsYJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Colorado with a 28-9 win over Colorado State. Good win. Hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. I will see you guys next time. Peace.